So last year, in my New York Giants record prediction, I had them finishing, I think, 9-8 and making it to the playoffs. They did end up making it to the playoffs. Brian Dibble and them had a successful, regular season, won a game in the playoffs. Who could have said that last year? This year, the Giants have a much harder schedule, but they also have a much better team. So go ahead, leave them below in the comment section your record prediction, and let's go ahead and start off with this one. Week 1, the Giants are opening up against the Dallas Cowboys in MetLife. A statement game, nonetheless. It's a statement game. It's a game where if you win, you're automatically on the high. And I think this is a game in MetLife, Sunday Night Football, prime time. The Giants win it. Maybe the Dallas Cowboys offensively have to gel. They are having a new play caller in Mike McCarthy. They part ways with Kellen Moore. They did lose some guys on that offense. They let go of Dalton Schultz. They released Ezekiel Elliott. Maybe the offense needs to take time to gel with the new play caller in place. The Giants take advantage of that and start off 1-0 versus the Dallas Cowboys, setting the tone for the season with a division win in Week 1. Week 2, the big question in this game, the Giants are heading over to Arizona to face the Cardinals, is if Kyler Murray is going to be ready to play this game. Is he going to be able to play, earlier on in the season, coming off that ACL tear? The report's kind of saying that it isn't going to be happening. It's not going to happen that way. So the Giants are going to be against a Kyler Murray-less Arizona Cardinals in Week 2, earlier on in the season. New head coach and Jonathan Gannon. The Giants win that game, start off the season 2-0. Week 3, Thursday Night Football. It's tough. Short week. It's just tough. The Giants got to go and face the San Francisco 49ers, the team that was in the NFC Championship game last year. Could have won if their quarterback didn't get hurt. Who knows? That's a tough game. I've had that marked up as an L. The first loss of the Giants season is going to be to the San Francisco 49ers in Week 3. They're just a loaded team, man. I know they got, a quarterback. I don't want to say carousel, but you never really know who's the starting quarterback for them each and every season. After they're going to roll Trey Lance, they have a loaded roster on offense and defense. Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. That defense is stout, right? I've had the Giants lose that game on Thursday Night Football. But this helps the Giants in their next game. From Thursday night to next Monday, they have a pretty good break there. Then they're going to meet up in MetLife in Week 4 and face the Seattle Seahawks. That is what's going to help the Giants win that game. That little rest break right there from Thursday to next Monday is really going to help the Giants in this game. And I have them beating the Seattle Seahawks in MetLife on Monday Night Football. Again, I think the crowd's being pumped up. They're going to be coming off, a win in MetLife, against the Dallas Cowboys. I think the fans are going to show out. They're going to make an impact in this game, just like how the Seahawks fans made an impact in last year's game, because their crowd is always insane. I've had the Giants win that game. That break from Thursday to next Monday really does help the Giants, and I have them winning that game, starting off 3-1 to start off the season. Sounds great. Week 5, Miami. The Giants are going to travel down to Miami. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be an offensive shootout. I really do feel like that. Tua, they got Jalen Waddle. They just traded for Jalen Ramsey. They got Vic Fangio. I think that offensive firepower is going to be a little bit too much for the Giants. I really do think it is. You got rookies back there. Deontay Banks. He going against Jalen Waddle, one of the best wide receiver twos in all of football. I'm going to have the Dolphins beat the Giants. The Giants move on with a 3-2 record heading into Week 6. The storyline here is Brian Dable returns to Buffalo. He returns to Buffalo and to face Josh Allen. I think this is a game where, Sunday Night Football, prime time, the Giants show out. I think the Giants are going to show out in this game. It's going to be a battle, an absolute battle. The team is going to go out there and fight for Brian Dibble against his former team in the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to have the Bills win this game, but don't be shocked if the Giants win it. Every year there's a game where a team doesn't look like they're favorite to win. They walk out with the dub. Kind of like the Giants won last year against the Baltimore Ravens last year. Nobody really thought it was going to happen, and it ended up happening. That could be the game for the Giants this year, but for right now, I'm going to have the Bills knock off the Giants and Brian Daboll's return to Buffalo. Week 7, the Giants go back home to face off the Washington Commanders. I had the Giants win this game. I think we're the better team. The Commanders, quarterback-wise, is always up in the air. Is Sam Howell going to be the starter for this game? Or is it going to be Jacoby Brissett, who always finds a way to get on the field? He just finds a way to get on the field, no matter if the quarterback got benched or injured. He finds a way to get on the field. I'm going to have the Giants actually sweep the Giants this year, or sweep the Commanders this year. Week 7, the Giants win against Washington. Week 8, the Giants are able to stay home. They get to get rest, stay home, no need to travel, because they're meeting up the New York Jets in MetLife. Basically, a home is even. It's an even playing field. Whichever team's crowd comes out and shows out is when you're going to know who's the real home team. I have the Giants beating the Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets in Week 8. I'm going to have to do it. Aaron Rodgers last year when the Giants faced them, you saw the game. You saw how they, defense game planned around and absolutely stopped that offense of the Green Bay Packers last year with Aaron Rodgers. I think history repeats itself, and the Giants do it again and beat the New York Jets at home. That right there is really setting the standard. Right now, the Giants are undefeated at home. They knocked out the Cowboys at home, knocked out the Seahawks at home, knocked out the Commanders at home, and they did it again against the New York Jets. The Giants are setting the standard at the home field advantage. All right, week 9. The Giants are going to be going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. Darren Waller returns to Vegas. Now, they have players. They have some guys. They really do. Devontae Adams, one of the best wide receivers in football. Josh Jacobs just won the Russian Leader Championship last year. I'm not the biggest Jimmy Garoppolo guy, though. I'm not the biggest Jimmy Garoppolo guy. That offensive line for the Raiders isn't that good, in my opinion. And if the Kayvon Aziz can get after it, you're really going to be able to neutralize how the Raiders work their offense. And I'm going to have the Giants knock off the Raiders in week 9. Week 10, probably the game of the year. Depending on how the season looks like, it's going to probably be the game of the year for the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Big division game, middle of the season. Every game counts at this point, right? I'm going to have the Cowboys split with the Giants this year, and they're going to beat the New York Giants in Jerry World. Again, that's great. If the Giants can split with the Cowboys, that is great. That's great. So, though I had them losing this game, it's not the end of the world. You got your win in week 1. Week 11, the Giants are going to travel over there to Washington, and I'm going to have to beat them again. I just think we're the better team. Out of every team on this schedule, I think the Commanders is really the team I say, hey, the Giants, Daniel Jones plays well against them almost every year. I'm going to have us knock them off. Again, does Sam Howell be the quarterback for this game? It's week 11. Is he the quarterback? Is Ron Rivera still the head coach? I think the Commanders are going to be projected to be a top 10 pick, in the draft. I just don't think the Commanders are that good of a team. They're starting to kind of rebuild. They got a new quarterback in place. I'm having the Giants sweep the Commanders this year after a win in week 11 on their home field. Week 12, the New England Patriots are coming to MetLife. It's the Joe Judge game. Joe Judge returns to MetLife. And I think this is a game where the Giants might be favored to win. Kind of like last year, the Lions, we were favored to beat them. You saw that game played out. I think this is kind of one of those games where the Giants it just ain't their day. And the Patriots and Bill Belichick, who with Bill Belichick, one of the best coaches of all time, you never know. They're always in the game with his coaching. I'm going to have them knock off the Giants. Joe Judge wins. Joe Judge wins against the Giants in MetLife, week 12 at MetLife. Tough. But the bye week. The Giants are 7-5 heading into the bye week. That's great. That is great. The stretch of the Washington, Jets, Raiders, Cowboys, Washington Patriots. That's a good stretch of games right there where I think the Giants can get some dubs against the Jets, against the Raiders, against the Washington twice. That really helps them lead on into the bye week, even though they're coming off a loss against New England. Yeah, it's also going into the bye week, which is just always a tough game heading into the bye week. The Patriots knock off the Giants, but 7-5 through the bye week. Week 14, the Giants are hosting the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football. The Giants were able to beat the Packers last year. They had a pretty decent draft, but I don't think they made any move that really catapults them over the Giants. You got Jordan Love. Jordan Love's still a question mark now. It's kind of going to be a rookie season for him because he really hasn't got that much playing time playing behind Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to have the Giants beat them on Monday Night Football. I'm going to have them beating them on Monday Night Football. And right now, the Giants only have one loss at home. One loss. I really do think the Giants got great home games against great opponents. But week 15, the Giants are going down to the Bayou. They're going to face New Orleans Saints. I got this as a dub. I like the Derek Carr move, but I don't think that's a move that really, again, catapults them. I really don't. They got Michael Thomas, got Chris Olave, got Alvin Kamara, but the Giants have stopped, they really, added to the depth on the defensive line. The Saints' offensive line isn't the best. I have the Giants beat the Saints in that stadium where last time we seen Daniel Jones in that stadium, the crowd was loud, the crowd was pumped up, the game went to overtime. Daniel Jones handled business, and I think he's going to do the same thing again. This time around, the Giants knock off the New Orleans Saints in the Bayou. But then it's Christmas time. Week 16, the New York Giants heading over to the Lincoln Financial Field to face off the Philadelphia Eagles. First time they faced them this season. I hate to say it, but the Eagles are going to beat the Giants in this game. I think they're going to beat them in this game. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think it's going to be a game where, both teams are putting up numbers. Defense is also making plays on the back end. But, the Eagles are one of the best well-rounded teams in the league. They have one of the best built rosters in the league. I'm gonna have them beat the Giants on Christmas. It would suck. It would suck. And the Christmas kind of be ruined because we lost to the Eagles on Christmas. It would suck. But I'm gonna have the Eagles knock off the Giants. They're just one of the best teams one of the best teams in the league. Week 17, the New York Giants gonna be hosting the Los Angeles Rams. I think the Giants win this game. I think the Giants win this game. I think they take advantage of the Rams not having one of the best-built rosters. They just, they're on a rebuild. They're on a decline. They're aging. Their best players are aging. Just had to get off of Jalen Ramsey, trade him to the Miami Dolphins all season. And I think around this point, the Rams are going to be a team that's tanking. They're going to be, a top 10, top 5 draft pick. They don't have one of the best-built rosters anymore. The Giants handle business and knock off the Los Angeles Rams. But the last game of the season, could be a game that really matters. Could be a game that don't really matter. Maybe both teams are already in the playoffs like last year with the Eagles and the Giants because they're going to end up facing each other in the last game of the season again this year. In MetLife, I had the Giants win this game. I'm going to have the Giants win this game. I just think this game won't really matter for the Eagles much. I think they're still one of the best teams in the league. I think they're still going to win the division this year. I think they're going to be the 1 seed in the NFC. I don't think this game's going to matter much for the Eagles. I think they're going to sit guys, and the Giants are going to win this game. And I don't think this game's going to matter much for the Giants either. So it's going to be backups versus backups. I think the Giants win that battle. So the New York Giants finish the season at 10-7. One thing about this year and last year's record, I think this is more of a confident record. Last year, the Giants had a great, pretty decent record, but there were some fluke games in there. A lot of close games. A lot of, games that came down to the wire. I think this is going to be a more, convincing record and, season for the New York Giants. Again, where they're like, hey, the Giants really did handle business. They are a real team, even though they don't have the best record. They don't have the number 1 seed like the Eagles might have this year. They still had a great season with more convincing wins against teams this year. That's how I think it's going to play out. Again, leave down below in the comment section your thoughts. There are some games here that I think the Giants could win. I had them losing. Maybe they do knock off, Joe Judge and the Patriots when they come over here to MetLife. That's just my thoughts. That's just my take. Let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts, everything, the record predictions. Let me know down below in the comment section, and let's talk about it. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure you will like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. But until then, it's been your boy Jay Dimes, and I am out. And go Giants. Thanks for watching.